Hello, welcome back to our precious thoughts. We are a lifestyle podcast where we talk about the not so glamorous parts of life and style. I am Malice. I'm going to be host here, and we have our other host.
The Vixen, hello.
Hello, and I am excited to talk about our topic today because I just started working about a month ago, I would say now.
Mhm.
I went back to work. How's COVID for all of you guys out there? That's my question to the viewers. But how is unemployment COVID been for you, Emma?
It's been great. It's been lovely. Honestly, it's been the only time since I've started working that I've gotten more than like 3 days off. So it's been lovely. And I haven't had any problems with like my unemployment because, like, I know a lot of people, unemployment is mad fucked up. So I was very fortunate throughout COVID to be taken care of. But how
Yeah,
was your unemployment run? Well,
I agree with you. I'm grateful that I haven't had any problems with unemployment because I know they're a bitch to get it
yeah,
get what is it? Get a hold of.
yeah,
I know,
definitely.
and like the entire country is on unemployment right now, pretty much. So, because even if you're working less hours, and so I've been grateful. And honestly, at first, I had a feeling like because like you said, I've never been unemployed either. Like I've never had a break really for more than a couple days. So at first, I didn't know what to do with myself. Then I really started to harness in that me time. And then I was
Hmm.
like, okay, when I go back to work, I definitely need this
Yes.
me time. Like what I've been working like every second of the day, just like money, guap, which I
And
love money and guap.
but it's exhausting, like, and you never have. It seems like you never have time for yourself.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's our topic today. Is going back to work. We're working women now. I
We're
will soon
career
to be.
girls.
Yes.
Yeah. Emma, when are you summoned back to work?
Whenever I get tested, I'm like pushing it off.
And that's really the tea of COVID, isn't it? It's like I've had a couple random weeks off where I'm like, oh, my friend got sick with COVID, so I have to get a test now. So that's low key a nice crutch if you haven't
Mhm.
used COVID as an excuse for getting some time off in these trying times. How about now? Why not try it now?
Right. Because even before, like, requesting time off, like, in advance would always get denied. But now it's like, I came in contact with someone who had COVID. Like, I
Please do
can't.
not show up to work. Please. That's what they say. They're like, stay home for a fucking week, get a test. Like, not come. You could ruin the entire store because it's true. I've seen multiple places, like there's a sushi place, and after work I would just get drinks there because they'd like really bomb ass like sake cocktails.
Mhm.
And I noticed, I'm like, why are they closed all of a sudden? It's definitely because like one of the workers got COVID and then it like, kind of spiraled or whatever. And I'm like, whew, I'm lucky I didn't get that.
Yeah, there's multiple joints. The Dutch Bros down the street got closed for a little bit because I'm pretty sure everyone got it. Because when does Dutch Bros ever close?
Yeah, that's what's scary because yeah, the sushi place was open like late night, so I feel like a lot of people were going in, like
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know, it seems sus. So I feel like Dutch Bros is open all the time, so it's like, who? Well, how do you feel about getting back to work after months of unemployment? It sounds like. How long were you unemployed?
It's been exactly a year. It's been a good run, honestly. Very nice run. I'm not ready, but like I feel like I would never be ready cuz the longer time you are away from work, like I feel like the harder it is to adjust back to it. Like I'm gonna have to say goodbye to my 10 hours of sleep and like
Oh, that was the hardest part,
my
honestly.
leisurely mornings. So
That
sad. But
was the hardest part.
would you say that was the hardest part in adjusting back to working?
Yeah, I would say that was the hardest part, and also all of my roommates are still like unemployed, so it's like it's kind of like
Um,
I wake up, I can do like a 6 hour sleep stint, but the rest of them are like, what are you doing up? And I'm like, I mean, I have to wake, like I can't sleep for
yeah.
more than like 8 hours now that I've been working.
Oh my
Like, but
God.
yeah, and I was really missing the 10 hours of sleep. Like, how do you go back from 10 hours of sleep every single night being so well rested?
I know. I'm scared, and I just replay the last like few months of working, and I was just constantly stressed out. Like, did not have my shit together. Like,
What was your main stressors at work pre-COVID?
whoa, there's just so many. I think,
People.
yes, working with people, especially like drunk people and like working with so many different personalities, like it's a lot. And like the place I worked at got super busy. So I'm not looking forward to that. Like I have not interacted with more than like couple people at a time. And like maybe once a week, maybe once, twice a week, I'll pop my head out and say hi. But like now you're telling me I gotta get up every day and see people every single day. Like I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
Yeah, would you say that's your main fear is like having to socially interact every single day, or what are some of your fears with getting back to work?
Honestly, like probably time management, like trying to maintain like a healthy balance like with work, like my self-care time, and like trying to maintain like film videos and edit, and like trying to fit that in because I'm trying to take my YouTube more seriously. So I'm like, oh fuck, like I can't even do that shit unemployed. Like now I gotta figure out how to work around my work schedule to like edit. Like I'm scared. And I just like how they would schedule me. I would be closing or like working late and then waking up in the morning early to going in, and like having hardly any sleep and no time for yourself, like makes me sad.
Yeah, that's the hardest part because even if we develop a plan to really get our self-care on track, it takes a little bit to adjust to it. Like just like getting back into the groove, like and you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
feel like I personally right now feel like off kilter because I've been thrown back into work and I'm trying to balance
Mm-hmm.
everything, but I know that I just need to take some time off from my other everything but work to try to get work in because I need
Mm-hmm.
a job, which I
Mm-hmm.
wish I didn't need a job, but
Oh yeah.
I have to like, get the railroad back on track before we start adding all these other little cross sections,
Mm-hmm.
which
And then
is
you're in the gym. How am I gonna do that?
yeah, like I didn't go to the gym this week. What I was doing though is like how can I still get my little activities in and like be active but also have work. I've just been doing little stuff at home or like just like my friend has a pole at their house, so I just been doing pole little bits of pole here and there cuz they're only
That's
up the
good.
street and I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
stop at the gym. But what are your plans? What are your plans for
Maintaining
when
that.
are you gonna go to the gym? You think with your job? Do you know your hours, or is it going to be like how do you set your hours for work?
Well, I know I can't I can't set a time. Like, honestly, I would be working different times every day. So that's what I'm like worried about
Mm-hmm.
because I can't function before 10 a.m. and I can't function after 9 p.m. So it's like, it doesn't
I
leave a lot of space to like figure all that out. But I don't know. They have a little gym at work, which is nice, but it's literally like very tiny. But so I'll try to work out after work, or like if I get to work early, like, but there's no showers is the thing. So if I go
mm,
and like do a whole ass workout, it's not like shit. but try to
Okay,
utilize
we
a
can
little
do
gym.
something. Yeah, we can do
Mm-hmm.
something about that, you
A
know.
little booty workout, do something. Yeah,
Body
just
spray.
spray perfume, honestly. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. At least there's like in a kind of a what is it? Accommodation for that. At the same time, it's I feel scared because I'm like, damn, they have a tiny gym at the job. That means they know they have people here at crazy hours and for crazy long.
Yes, that's what um yeah. I'm not it's gonna take a lot to adjust to the 8 hour workday, you know.
Yeah, I feel blessed right now too because my workday is only 4 hours and I really just bang that out like so quick. But
That's good.
also, I need more money, so I'm like,
Yeah. I'm like, I can't complain if it's like good hours because like honestly I need it, but it's like it's a lot to work around. But I don't know. I'm fortunate to be going back to a job, you know, like because throughout this whole year I was wondering like worried about finding a job. I fucking hate interviews. Interviews, man.
oh yeah, interviews, interviews. That was something I definitely wanted to talk about because that is the worst part of I on no job to me is as bad. Doing the job is not as bad as the process of getting the job, in my opinion.
Yes. They make things so complicated.
Yeah, what is the weirdest job interview that you've had or what's more like what's the weirdest job interview moment that you've had? Or worst?
I've just had so many. It's hard to say because literally for about 2 years straight, I was just going to like interview after interview and just never getting a job, or I would get the job and then I mean this isn't really an interview, but like I went, got the job, and I started for, and then after the fourth day, my drug test came in, and I was let go after 4 days. That was a little
That's not funny,
embarrassing.
but goddamn, that sucks. That's why I would never work at a place that drug tests.
Yeah, luckily now, you know, the ship doesn't drug test, but I'm just like scared about like I know that plexiglass is not gonna keep like everyone's drunk, and when people are drunk, they avoid all like wearing masks and like respecting
That
people.
is so true. When I was working at a restaurant back in August, every person who would come in, especially like right before the liquor cut off at night, I think it was like 10 p.m. People would be in there like 9:40, like ordering, like a ton of drinks, trying to like just continue the night, be crazy. No one's wearing a mask. If somebody pulled up, it also scared. I felt scared because I'm like, dude, if like a cop pulled up, like we would get a $10,000 fine, and
We should.
I would might lose my job because I wasn't enforcing the mask rule. But I also
Hmm.
don't. Why would I want to risk my like life fighting with a bunch of drunk
No, literally,
dudes,
like
who are way bigger than me?
yeah, sometimes it's not even worth it to address it because people get violent, especially drunk people. But what's
Yeah.
a crazy interview moment? I skipped your answer.
I would say I haven't had too many crazy interview moments. Loki had a weird thing today.
You had an
I
interview today?
not expectedly. So I got a call from a store. I'm gonna redact the store, but I got a call and they're like, "Oh, well, the job that called me, it said on their website, if we don't contact you after 2 weeks, we're not hiring."
Mhm.
Basically, it's what the website said. So I'm like, they didn't contact me after 2 weeks. I applied in January. I get this strange call today. Hey, this is Sophia from blah blah store, were you still interested in the sales position? I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I'm still interested. Like, like what do we do next in this process? Like, when is my interview? That's what I was expecting. They go, Well, I don't have time to do face-to-face interviews. We're really busy now. So, why do you want to work here? And I'm sitting looking in the mirror. I was looking in the mirror when I got this phone call in like this thotty ass outfit, about to go out and meet my friend. I'm like, I might give away the store right there, but I was like, I love fashion. I just want to do something more creative, something more expressive. I said, Pharrell likes Adidas. I love Pharrell. That's what I said. I was unprepared. I said, I love Pharrell. I was so unprepared. And I couldn't believe she was interviewing me when I just picked up the phone. And so that was fucking weird. And that happened today. But another moment is this interview I don't remember at all because I went to it so high off the wax pen. And
oh no.
I don't know why. I was just super confident that I was going to get the job, that I didn't care, that I was like high. I don't know what I was on. But I do remember being like, I mean, I'm passionate about drinking. I remember saying something along those lines. And don't worry, I didn't get the job, and they didn't call me back. So, yeah, saying that you're passionate about drinking at a bartender
bar job. I don't see why that wouldn't.
You think it would work? It's something that, to me, in my young mind, like, this is gonna work. It's a bartending job. I'm passionate about drinking. It gives the more of the you're an alcoholic and you probably shouldn't work vibe. So
you're a liability.
Just keep that in mind, and also don't show up to your job interview high.
I went to a job interview and it was at my sister's job, and I wasn't high. I was very sober. And then they asked them, like, did your sister come to the interview high? And I was like, I'm like, even when I'm not high, people think I'm high.
I'm like, wow, just because I'm fried doesn't mean anything.
I'm like, this is just my personality now, I guess. I'm sorry.
This is just how I am. Vibe. I'm perpetually high as a personality, I guess. I'm sorry. What do I do about that?
So that was hilarious.
And I'm assuming you didn't get that job.
Hell no. No.
At least your sister tried, I guess. At least
I know so many people have tried getting me a job, but like I just can't get there.
To be honest, I've also had the same thing. I've been the other person on the other foot, and I've tried to get people lots of jobs, and I don't feel like you really know somebody until you try to get them a job at the job you're working at. Because a lot of people fucking suck, man. And they're horrible workers. And just because somebody's a nice person does not mean that they should get a job at your job. Some people, I'm like, damn, I felt bad that you need the money, but bro, you're doing a terrible job, man. It's like, and then it looks bad on you, so it's like a double whammy. I've gotten a couple. Honestly, most of the people I got a job at, the jobs that I was working at, were pretty good, and my manager's like, "Oh, cool, like thank you." But also, a good handful of people have been like, my manager's like, "What the fuck is wrong with them?"
That was probably me when I first got hired, because my coworker told me like later down that she's like, I hated working with you when you first got hired. You did not know what you're doing. To be fair, I wasn't trained or anything. And even my manager was like, Emma, she's not the fastest, but she has a great attitude and a great personality. I'm like, I'm glad my personality saved my job.
And that's all we need, honestly.
I was like, honestly, I thought I was doing great. I thought I was moving very fast, but I'm like, I guess my fastest isn't fast enough.
Well, keep in mind, too, that's the thing with people who have worked at jobs for a long time, because I noticed myself doing that, too. I'm like, pick up the pace, come on, you don't got the flow, like let's go, type of thing. I don't really say this to their face, but while you're working, you're just like, man,
Yeah, you're like, damn,
you're
this
slowing
slow.
down the flow, bro. Like you're slowing down the flow. But then I have to realize I was once in their position too, where I didn't know what the fuck to do I was doing, and I'm still getting my flow together too. Like I had a certain flow because I've been working there for so long, and same with those people. It's like they've been working there for a bit, so obviously they're gonna think you're slow and not picking up on it. But it's like most people get like a week of training.
I know, like I literally was not trained at all, and I was like, okay. And they're like, why don't you know anything? I was like, I wonder. But to be fair, you did have to have like worked in that place before getting the job. So I skipped a step. Put me behind,
Oh,
but
okay. I feel you.
and then
So
everyone else worked there for like, yeah, and everyone else worked there for like 10 years. So I'm like, I would hope you would be fast. I would hope you had have everything down after 10 years.
right? Right? That's what they have to remember. It's like, I mean, like I have some experience, but not here.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I was like,
here.
smoothies is not the same as coffee. I was whipping up smoothies before this. I'm sorry.
Well, that brings me to my next question, because we both have pretty much, the same history with jobs a bit, retail and
We
food.
do.
The same such classy jobs.
Yes.
Such professional classy jobs. So, retail versus food, what's the difference, Emma? What would you say is the different skill sets needed to work in either or?
Um, I feel like retail, you just have to be able to put up with a lot more of people's bullshit. Like, it's way more customer service based, like versus food or like baristaing. It's really like just following a recipe and yeah. Like you still gotta deal with like the bitchy customers, but it's I don't know, for some reason like retail customers are just way worse to me. Is that just me? Who has a worse customer base?
The way I've always seen it is people need food
Hmm.
or
Yeah, they're
coffee.
not gonna be too like rude, like too rude, because they know like you'll fuck up their shit if they're
Yeah,
like,
they need it. They
mm-hmm,
need it to like get on with their day, to fill themselves. Well, retail, none of that shit they really need at all. So that's why they get so finicky and like
mm-hmm,
picky about stuff and expect a certain type of customer service, because they're like, I don't really need this, but I'm willing to drop a
mm-hmm.
couple $100s here just
True.
because. I don't know why, because people are addicted to retail.
Why anyone would drop hundreds of dollars at Aeropostale beyond me,
Which
but
Emma got me my first job. Shout out. Emma
yes,
got me my first job. It was so hard to get a job. I'm telling you, nothing is harder. That's why I have a hard time finding a job now, but it was so hard to find a job with no job
yeah,
experience.
16, no job experience. That's why we had to work all the way down the state line.
We worked, oh my God. And
An
that the
hour away.
we worked an hour, like an hour and a half basically away from where we lived. And honestly, the only reason I got my second job, I would say, even though I didn't have a lot of experience, was because they pitied me. They felt bad. At the interview, they're like, you work at Prim? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, you go all the way down there? And I was like, yes. And they're like,
That's
that is
dedication.
horrible. Yeah, they said, that's really like, I can't believe you do that. Like, that you're so young. Like, that is crazy. They're like, you're so young. Like, you go
They're like,
all
why
the
are you wasting your life down there?
literally, they're like, why are you doing that? I'm like, I want a job. I need money. And they're literally like, we're getting you out of there. you know?
Lucky.
Yeah, that's why I felt blessed that they like pitied me, because uh, they were just like blown away. They're like, you are like 17 and you're going an hour and a half away to your job.
I stayed with them long enough. They pitied me enough to bring me back in town because there was like fucking 3 or 4 locations. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they're everywhere.
and we got paid minimum wage. We got paid the same amount of money to
Yeah.
work.
Yes. That's what really, that was really the was that we,
I know.
and
I was like,
I couldn't
not
even afford the
$9.
fucking mall
I know.
food. I could barely afford the goddamn mall food. I had to wait an hour and a half till I get fucking home so I could eat. It was the worst thing ever.
But they did have an Asian buffet there. That shit was busting.
It was bussin'. The Asian buffet, and you could get like a big plate for $6, but that's 1 hour of work.
I know, literally.
That's
Oh
an hour
man,
of
that
work. I'd
shot was.
usually just kind of starve or bring a little snack or eat Wetzel's pretzels.
And then that's also when I drove. So that's when like gas was $4 a gallon. It just did not make any sense. I don't know why our
It
parents
didn't make
allowed
sense. Like
us
I
to
hitched
do
rides
that.
home.
I know, literally.
Hitched rides home and literally begged to go home with people. Trying to make friends who have a car.
And it's like, what kind of manager are you knowing your teenage coworkers gotta take a bus back home? Like, you have to give them a ride. It's fucked
Yeah, that was horrible. But hey, it was an
Memories.
easy job to get. If that was, that was probably my easiest interview because I think they would take anybody who worked there.
Yeah, that's the only successful interview. And I also, someone got me the job. So really, I've never been in successful interviews. Now that I'm reflecting.
Successful? Why not? Why would you say you've never been in a successful interview?
Because most of the jobs were like, I knew someone. So that is very discouraging.
That you've never gotten a job by natural selection. So what do you think you're doing wrong at these interviews? You still think that you got the job at natural?
To be fair, I probably did smell like a fucking blind walking in there. Like, cause I would, at my old apartment, I would smoke in the room, and then so my clothes would always smell because the closet was right there.
Yeah.
So like, I'm pretty sure more times than not, it was definitely like smelling like weed. And
Yeah.
I don't know, just like I fucking hate interview questions. Like I don't know, like what my biggest weakness is, what my like biggest strength is. I don't fucking know. Like it's like I'm good for my word. Like just
I'm loyal.
I'm a loyal ass worker.
I'm a loyal ass bitch, okay?
Cause I can't get hired anywhere else. I'll be loyal.
I'm loyal. Just trust me. Just trust me. What would you normally say to that question though? What's your strongest
Biggest weakness?
What's your biggest weakness?
I would say, well, I'm too thorough at my job that it tends to take away from other tasks because I'm just so thorough and proficient worker.
That's good. That's good. I think
But
that
they
would
could
be
tell
good.
I like Googled the answer to my biggest weakness and read that shit out. So
You picked the first thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that though. I mean, sometimes it must be done because I'm like, how the fuck do you actually answer that seriously without sounding like an asshole?
And it's like, would you tell on your coworker stealing? And then how can you not be like sarcastic with that shit? Like,
No.
of course.
I mean, yes, of course.
I would
Oh
tell.
my god, I would never.
The company over everyone.
Right?
And they're like, you look like you steal yourself, sir.
I'm like, oh my god, people would steal?
Who would do such a thing?
Who would steal?
That
oh
is
my
disgraceful.
god. Yeah, that's
But what is the worst or weirdest job that you've had? if there are any.
So I used to do, I forgot what the app is called. I've done a couple of those straight app
Oh.
jobs. It was like where you work like odd jobs. I would just like do it on my day off. I
Oh,
would
like
work.
where you install TVs and shit or something, like random, like Task
No,
Buddy or something.
it's
Is that what
something
it was?
like that.
Task
It's something,
Rabbit.
but no, it was through companies. It's called like, I forgot what it's called, but it was an app job. And I only did the ones that was like food service because that's what I had experience in. But when they said food service, I thought I would be doing, because somebody told me about the app, they did like banquet serving.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, I'll be doing serving. I have lots of experience in that. They don't have to train me. I thought it was banquet serving. The 3 times I've used the app, it was all working in a school cafeteria as
What?
a temp lunch lady.
What?
One was at a college. It was like the freshman first day. We were
Uh-huh.
making burgers on the grill and preparing cute little things for the freshman students to eat and
What?
get to know each other. And it was awkward because I'm the same age, if not
Yeah.
younger, than every person. This was like an IT school. So, like, the freshmen were like kind of old. Like, they were like 25. I think they like already graduated. You know, they're like doing their masters type of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So I was like
That's
younger than all these
funny.
people, so
That's funny
nobody
as
really
fuck.
knew to come talk to me when they walked in because I look like I'm fucking 12. And then I worked at a high school cafeteria, which
Oh
I was
man.
also the youngest person working there, but it was really weird because they're all children.
Yeah, we.
And there was like, it was their first day of school, and all of them were like, there was like a couple of like the student council people who like really wanted to get to know all the people, and like the lunch ladies, and like get to know the staff. And they're like, you're new here,
But
like I didn't see you here last year, like type of thing, like, hi, I'm whatever. I'm like, I am never coming here ever again, so don't get to know me.
then
Don't do not get to know me,
you didn't like
okay?
being the lunch lady.
So yeah, I was a lunch lady a couple days. No, I would never do it again.
That's
After
cute.
that, I deleted the app because, and I also showed up for the high school. I showed up like 30 minutes late, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, school lunch is fucking disgusting. Also, so it was not enjoyable to. I also had to make the food.
What? So
Yeah,
that's sus. How are
I made
you?
the food and served it, and it was so gross.
Ew, what is it, like all bagged food and shit?
Yeah, we just like popped it in the broiler, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, it was nasty. So
I
what's
don't.
the weirdest job you did though?
I was a shoe cleaner. Believe it or not, I've gotten so many. Like, it's so weird that you're a shoe cleaner because usually it's old men cleaning shoes, not a 19-year-old. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here, and
That's how you know we're down bad. That's how you know you're down bad and you need money, when you're working a job that your other coworkers are all like 40 and older. Yeah, that's when you know you're down bad.
and it was so weird because, well, first, um, there was only one person that didn't tip me, and it was Evander Holyfield, the fighter. You know, got his ear bit off, or bit Mike
Oh,
Tyson's ear
really?
off. Yes, he dropped his shoes off, went to Subway, and did not tip me. I was like, "Sir, you're supposed to tip the poor lady." What was also
The
weird,
poor lady, please. Can we get a scrum? Can we get a crumb, please?
what was also weird was I was being they're like, "You're doing such an amazing job," and I'm like, I don't know how. Like, I'm getting 3 customers a day, and they're like, yeah, that's amazing. That's like more than anyone ever gets. And then they're like, you know what? You're young, bad bitch. You know what? Let's fire everyone else and just hire young women to do this job. And then the person who got me the job, and like my work friend that I became very close with, before I left, they lost their jobs, and I felt a little bit at fault. And
oh, you think you were raising sales because you were a young woman?
so they're like, just get rid of all the old people, get rid of the guys.
That
Some
is
young
cruel.
girls.
That is cruel and unusual, but I can't believe that you pulled in the most customers because you were a young hot bitch and you only pulled in 3 customers and they thought that was enough. They said that was enough to fire everyone else.
I felt so bad. Like I was just like, it's the nights or something. Like it's the time of night. Like I don't do. And then no, I was like, this is a weird ass like little job. So I just never went back after. I probably worked there for like 2 months.
Yeah, I visited you there.
Oh, and I met Ronnie. I met Ronnie. I followed his ass up the stairs. I was like, Ronnie from the Jersey Shore. And he's actually shorter than me. It was funny.
And he was resting his like arm on your boob in the picture or something, right?
Yeah, I was like holding him and my boob like got pressed, and I was like, LOL, my titty is touching Ronnie. And he was like hungover, like you can tell he like did not want to be bothered. But I was like, Ronnie, Ronnie, could I get a picture? I'm a huge fan.
I'm a huge fan. I love the fist bumping thing, and the thing with Sammy.
The way you abused Sammy. Fucked her up.
The whole thing with Sammy. Yeah, that was crazy.
Your greatest moment.
That was crazy. That's all I know you for, is being an abusive boyfriend.
Yeah.
I would have done the same thing though. I mean, I've taken pictures with stupid ass celebrities at work, to be honest. Like
who?
I took a picture with Lohanthony. I don't know if you know who that is. He's he I don't even remember what he did. That's how far in the past that it is. But if anyone out there knows who Lohanthony is, he did the I don't even know. It was a stupid video back in the past, but my manager recognized him and was like, "That's Lohanthony." But I'm too scared to ask for a picture. Can you ask for a picture? And I'll be in it. That's what my manager said. And I was like, okay. So I have a picture with him.
I got a picture with DJ Esco. He loved Jamba Juice.
Oh my God, really? That's actually pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. That's actually really cool. Yeah, he loves Jamba Juice. Good to know.
We get a Belgian waffle. I don't know what else, but yeah, he really liked Jamba Juice.
Did he come in often?
Yeah. I asked for a shirt, and then my fucking manager was like, oh, she's not here, when I was on my break, and they left. And I was like, I was right here. You could have. And they brought me a shirt.
Oh.
But then I never saw them after that. Yeah, I was like, oh, you fucking bitch. Like, because I was like, because he was with his like entourage and shit. I was like, could I get a shirt? I was like, you guys come here all the time. Could I get a shirt?
And like, know, if anyone's asking, I'm single.
TJ, let's go.
You know, if anyone's asking, I'm single. No.
I'm dead.
So, yeah, they're cool. I mean, they seem cool. They probably are toxic, but they seem cool.
Everyone in every celebrity
I've met, I'm sure, I don't know any of their names, but when the adult film convention was, I think it's the adult video convention or whatever was in town, our store was packed with porn stars.
I love that.
Our store was packed, and they were really porn stars. Like, they would try on a see-through bodysuit and just walk around the store like, oh, this color's cute, I'm gonna go grab the other one, and just everything out.
To be an American Apparel worker.
And I was just like, okay, I mean, go get the other size. I can also grab it for you if you don't want to walk out like that, but I commend you.
That's hot.
But it was also funny though, because when people who were not a porn star were in the store also were just like, what?
In shock. They're
Is
like,
she allowed to just walk out like that? I'm like, I mean, yeah, like, I'm not gonna stop her. Who am I? Ma'am, that is indecent. Even though we sell
I know,
see-through
like, please,
bodysuits.
yeah, American Apparel is not decent.
Yeah, so I was like, but yeah, there was definitely a couple customers that were like, are people are walking around the store naked? I was just like, this is
You're like,
Vegas,
yeah,
baby.
enjoy, like, look respectfully and move on. Like, I don't, like, what do people
This is a free
expect?
show. Yeah, you don't have to pay for a Brazzers pass today.
Right?
It's a free show.
Stop.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. What's the weirdest thing that happened to you at Jamba Juice? I feel like Jamba Juice would be a place that weird things would happen. I don't know why, but something about it. I've seen weird things at Jamba Juice. I guess just rude customers.
Weird. It's just like I noticed no one tips ever like at smoothie bars.
Yeah,
so that was fucked.
Yeah, I remember I went to like a Jamba Juice in Austin. The person in front of me said some weird shit like last time you guys put a little bit too much. You know, like one of those things like I came here yesterday and you put a little too much of this.
Oh yeah, people would try like returning like week old smoothies and shit.
What? How?
Like bringing in a nasty ass cup with like a little bit. She's like, I ordered this a few days ago, and I was like, and you just kept it with you.
See,
like,
that's strange.
What about you? What's the strangest thing that happened to you? Because you worked at a bar, you worked at a restaurant.
Tons of weird shit. Yeah, the bar. Honestly, nothing like too. I could have a saga of the returning bar patrons who were so fucking weird because I think the saga is even more weird because they kept coming back to the bar. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got to build on their personal story and learn more about their life, and I'm just like, I really wish I didn't know you. I really, if I didn't work here, I wouldn't know you, and I would be happy about that. But especially with bars, like I don't know, like people just think that if they go there enough,
they'll get free shit.
Yeah. Yes. That's the key part of it. And I was like, I don't want to give you anything for free because you bug me.
You're like, why would I want you to keep coming back?
I don't want you to keep coming back, but they're like, come on, you can give me another beer.
Oh my god.
I'm like, no, because you get fucking wasted here every fucking night.
You didn't like your regulars?
Not all of them. There was like one in particular that I really fucking did not like because he was trying to his whole prerogative. Him and his girlfriend would come in all the time, but he was also trying to get with the owner of the restaurant, who was a woman. And his whole thing, I worked at a Thai place. Yes, his whole thing was he just like loved Asian women.
Ew.
And the owner was a Thai woman and his girlfriend was Chinese.
Gosh.
Dude, and he was insufferable and he was also a fucking alcoholic. And he was literally, like get fucking drunk and like talk about how he loves Asian women and he really wishes that the owner would be with him. Like he would tell that to me while his like girlfriend's in the fucking bathroom. And she was really fucking annoying, but she was rich. So she paid for everything for him. It was so layered. I really hated him. He was the worst because I'm like, you're broke, you're dusty.
He has a maid and he's out here acting wild.
Yeah, I'm like, you're an alcoholic, you're with a property owner, and you don't treat her well. You're trying to get with the owner of this restaurant. You only like both of these women because they're Asian. You don't know anything about them.
Man. I hate
he was he white? Lot. Of course.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Of course he was. Dude, and he would get sloppy fucking wasted, man. And oh my god, ew, he just said the worst things. Like the more drunk he got, the more disrespectful. That's how it goes.
Oh, like, yeah, I bet people get real fucking bold.
Yeah, it's just like too much. And it's just like it was also annoying too because he'd get drunk and like ask you a bunch of things, talk to you a bunch of things, and then the next day he'd do like the exact same thing and ask the same fucking questions and whatnot. And I'm just like,
Ew.
you're annoying. But I think the weirdest thing that ever happened to me is we kept having this returning customer here in Chicago when I worked at American Apparel.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was a locksmith. At least I'm assuming this because he had a bunch of keys and like locksmith tools on his like
Mm-hmm.
belt.
And
And
would he buy stuff?
he would come into American Apparel like every Saturday. No, he never bought anything.
Oh man.
He would just try on stuff, which I didn't think like that's fine, like he would like try on like dresses and like skirts and stuff, which I'm like, that's cool. Like you should buy one if you like them so much. But I think what he liked was I don't know, like humiliating himself or something. Like he felt it was like a fetish thing. I after the third time he came in, I finally clicked it together. Like at first I was like, this guy's just a little bit weird, but I'm just gonna do my customer service thing. And then like but he would always tell like really inappropriate, like humiliating stories. Like he would get in the full garb, walk around the store, like ask me questions about the clothes, and then once we like once he's reeled me into the customer service, he would be like, tell me like some weird fucking story. And then I was just like,
What do you say? What do you say?
Do you want to buy this? I don't know. Like, I just remember there was this one story. He always said something weird. The other stuff, I was just like, that guy's weird, whatever. But there was this one that it finally clicked for me that I'm like, oh, this is a fucking weird fetish thing. He was like, did you have swimming in your school? Because he was old too. He was like old. And I was like, no, I did not have swimming at my school. And he was like, I remember like when I was taking swimming classes at my school, and like we would all change in the locker room, and like everyone would always make fun of me because I had a really small dick. And I was like,
oh my gosh. Out of line.
Okay.
You need to pay for all that shit.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, he was tricking me every weekend.
Yeah,
like,
he was like, ooh, I can go in.
Because he would just tell me all these weird
them.
stories, and I was just like, okay, like, do you want to try that on? I never thought anything about it until that one time. I was like, oh, I think he's trying to get me to egg him on, or like maybe he likes me feeling uncomfortable and like disgusted by him or something.
Ew.
I don't know. After that time, I never even talked to him when he came in, and then he stopped coming in.
Good.
But that was definitely the weirdest customer, because I was like,
what?
Yeah, he would just tell inappropriate stories.
Ew, creep.
That were kind of like humiliating. And also I was just like, does he think like wearing a skirt or like women's clothes is like humiliating? Probably. That's also what got me, because I didn't think anything was weird of him trying on any of the shit. Because I was like, maybe he likes to dress up, like I've met tons of people, I've seen videos like Tonetta and whatever, like they buy women's clothes, they dress up, do their music stuff, like it's not that weird. So the stories were weird though.
Oh.
You never
he didn't pay to do that shit. No, not like that. But my Uber stalker came in a Jamba Juice. Because he said he'd been there all the time, and I was like, bullshit, because I'm here every fucking day. So where are you?
Oh no, after you didn't ask that, did you?
No. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Liar. But after I told him off, because he pulled up on me, and when I was walking up the street, he came in with a girl, and that was the only time that I've seen him ever come in. And I'm like, what are you doing right now? Like,
what are you trying to do? Are you trying to do something? Like, because it's stupid. It is not gonna work.
I was like, what's your name? Like, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Like, I get for you. Like, and I was like, girl, get away from him. Like, girl, I just seems like a first day. Oh, you know what was also weird? We had a coworker, and he was this like 26-year-old fucking man. who is like going to become a doctor or like going into the medical field, some stupid shit. And he asked me out, and I was like, I have a boyfriend, but he kept asking me out. I was like, ew, no, that's weird. And he asked everyone out in the fucking store, and then asked one of our coworkers who is like 17. And then that's when my manager was like, fired. Like, I'm pretty sure he got fired because also he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He like couldn't make anything. Like, he was just off as fuck. Like,
Yeah,
and then
that
he would
sounds
come
off.
in and he would come in with his dates, even though he wasn't working there. And I was just felt so bad for his dates because I'm like, this
Oh,
is
they don't know that he's trying to
gross.
do something weird.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy's like weird, but this is probably your first date. And then he would make them like share a bowl, like a strawberry bowl with
Oh
him.
no.
I was like, oh, he
Yeah,
broke.
like he would be like, "We're sharing."
Yeah, and I'm like, you just can't
Well, that's why
afford.
he came in with multiple dates because he couldn't continue one probably after the first date. See, I also think it's so
Just
weird at jobs. This happened to me at the restaurants all the time. People would pick that as their like date spot. So when they had
so weird.
unsuccessful dates, they would just come in again with another bitch, and it's just
That's
like,
so weird to me. It's like, why are you trying to come to work with that shit?
yeah, it's just like, dude, don't keep coming here.
Like, I
You
don't know,
know?
like, if it's just me, but once I'm off of work, like, I don't want to be anywhere near that bitch.
No. No. That's why it's weird. But it's like that's what I'm saying, especially if you don't work there,
Yeah, like, that guy, I'm
you're
like,
not
bro,
getting a
you got
discount.
fired. Yeah, I'm like, Jamba Juice isn't even that good. Like, you're just
I
being
would feel
weird.
disrespected if a boy took me to a fucking Jamba Juice for a date.
Yeah, it'd be like, I want food.
I mean, like, I wanna sit at a
Thanks.
restaurant.
Yeah. Not the watching the three coworkers just staring at us because there's no one there because it's them
And
three.
all of y'all are talking about like, I can't believe this guy is
Yeah,
in here.
like why is he here again?
Like, so y'all see who's here. Like,
Like you want some
that's
weird shit.
that's mad weird. I mean, that is so fucking weird.
I'm desperate. I'm like, how you gonna come in hot asking everyone out?
That is,
I just like that's pathological.
I've never experienced that. I've never experienced like a coworker that felt the need to like ask everyone out. Like, I've met coworkers that are pretty thirsty and probably would go
Mm-hmm.
out with every person who works there, but I've never met one who took the initiative to actually ask every single one out.
Right, so fast. Oh, like some twice in one day. Like it was just so
That's a
weird.
different breed of
I'm like, you're supposed
desperate.
to like feel it out, see what who's single, who's
Yeah,
not.
you're supposed to
Like,
feel who's feeling you. Actually, you know what? On my first day at the ramen restaurant, actually, there's a guy there who he's supposed to train me, but he didn't. He did a horrible job. I just figured out everything on myself. And after the shift, he asked me out for drinks, and I was like, "No, I would not. You are horrible. Not only horrible at working, but you were rude to me. No." And
oh
then
my god, he
after
was
he
rude to
quit,
you.
yeah, and then after he quit, somebody told me, "Oh yeah, he banged that everyone here. He he banged or asked out every person here." And I'm like, first of all, y'all fucking desperate as fuck for banging him.
Oh my
All y'all girl
goodness.
servers are so fucking, no, I'm just
They
kidding.
said
But
fuck
I was just
it.
like, are you kidding me? Like, he was rude.
Fucking dog.
And I couldn't believe he asked every person out. So I guess it makes sense that he asked me out on
Especially
the
yeah,
first
after
day
your
for
first
drinks.
day.
After he didn't
Man.
train me and was supposed to train me.
Men have one thing and that is the audacity.
Yes, and I think that should wrap it up because my my laptop is gonna die.
Yeah. Yes. That wraps
So
up
men have one
today's
thing,
Your Audacity.
the audacity,
Do
and
not
that
ask
wraps
any.
up today.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.